Hi everyone, it's Tammy with the Frou-frou Studio. Welcome back for this week's I Saw It on Pinterest video. Today we are going to tackle this pen, which is by Sonya Rumzi. And there is a picture, but there's not a link to a blog or anything like that. So, but if you want to search Sonya Rumzi on Pinterest, you can find this pen. So, what she has made here are little stacked paper clusters. But that's not what I saw when I looked at this page. What I saw was little pockets on a book page. So that is what I'm going to create because that's what came to my mind when I saw this picture. So I thought that would be really cute to put as a page in a journal, to have these little pockets that you could stick little tags down in. And I made these little tags to kind of go down in the pockets, and then we're going to make I just numbered them, but you could stamp them if you wanted. You can make them look like little sample cards. Whatever you want to do. You could use tickets, you could use any piece of little ephemera I think would be cute. So I've done a little bit of prep work to save a little bit of time, and so we're going to get started here and see what we can come up with. I just kind of went through and picked some stuff to use. The page that I use, I'm using is out of a German to English dictionary, or actually English to German dictionary. And I've ripped it down to be 5.5 by 8.5, which would be, you know, regular 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper folded in half. And it is a, you know, it's a double fold sheet of paper, is what I'm trying to say. Not very successfully. So, the first thing I'm going to do is take, what do I want to use? Let's use gathered twigs, and I'm going to ink around the whole page that I'm working on. I'm not going to worry about the other pages right now. I'll get those before I put them in the actual signature when I go to put them in a journal. But I do want to go ahead and ink around this and maybe do some stenciling. Just so it's not so plain. Maybe we'll take our little coffee ring stencil, if I can find it back here. I should have grabbed it already. Okay. And maybe we'll put some of this on here. Just to kind of give it something going on in the background. Now you can do this as light or as dark as you want to. Or you can splatter with coffee or your spray stains or whatever you would like to use. kind of distress it up a little bit. Here we go. Okay. All right, I think that's good. So then I took just a piece of coffee dyed paper and I ripped 6 fairly even squares. And these are going to be my pockets. Now, I am going to... No, I'm not. I'm going to leave them like this because I'm going to be using some book page. I started to say I was going to either use the decal trimmer or something around the edge. But I think they're going to be okay like this. Make sure I got them all. Okay. So, these are going to be placed kind of evenly on the page. Kind of like that. Just kind of, doesn't have to be perfect, of course. We'll use kind of that center. No, it needs to go slightly over that where I turned the page down. This was, like I said, an oversized dictionary page. So that line down the middle is no longer exactly in the middle. All right, so let's glue our pockets down so we have our space started. Now, if you were going to put something really heavy in these pockets, you'd probably want to use something, you know, at least a doubled piece of paper or even a light cardstock. But since all I'm putting is that one little bitty tag, I'm not too worried about the pockets being just single layered paper. I think they'll be just fine. Okay, and then we'll do the one at the top, and then I'll kind of center the other one. That's going to be the easiest way, I think, to get them without measuring. Of course, you're welcome to measure it all out and mark it and that kind of thing. All right. last one. I guess my point of doing this one is, you know, when you're looking through Pinterest, you know, what do you see? It may not necessarily be exactly what's made on the page, but more of what idea do you get when you look at something on Pinterest. And a lot of times, you know, when I look at a picture, it's not what it is at all, but it's what ends up inspiring me to make whatever it is I'm making. So, let's keep that in mind when you're looking. Now, what I have is some German book page. Actually, I think I'm going to do the music first. I have some vintage music. And what we're going to do is we're going to now make these pockets look like clusters. Like a paper stack cluster. So, where's my tear ruler? So I'm just going to kind of rip some of this music up. This is really old, so it rips really easily. Okay. And we'll put a piece of this on each of them. Not upside down, preferably. And now I'm at the point where I don't care if it goes over. And one of the reasons that I didn't bother to rip the pieces for the pocket, I don't care if this hangs over the bottom. I don't particularly want it to hang over the top, but I don't care if it hangs over the bottom because that will just give it a more unfinished look, if that makes sense. Okay, there's one of those for each. Now I have some German book page in that pretty gothic print. So let's rip some of that up. Again, this is really brittle paper and really couldn't be used for anything else, so it's perfect for this. Great for masterboards or collaging or, you know, that kind of thing, because it is so brittle and it has a really cool font. Okay, so there is that. And then I have some shorthand instruction book page, just for a different color and a different little look. And we'll stick those on there. Okay, and then we might need just one more little piece. So I have this that I tore off of this. So let's take the part that has the words on it. I don't know why I'm trying to tear that on my glue book. Like that's gonna work. Let's make some longer. All right, so now we can glue all this onto our little pockets. I'm not gonna eke individual pieces, but we might do some splatters or something once we get everything down. So I'll try to move through this as quickly as I can and get them all down. I know watching somebody glue paper is not very exciting. The only thing I would suggest when you're doing this part is to kind of mix up your pieces from the one next to it. So, in other words, you wouldn't want, you know, your two side-by-side pockets to look exactly the same. Unless that's the look you are going for, but in my case, I kind of want them to look a little bit different. Make sure I'm keeping that top open so I'm not gluing my pocket shut. So how is everybody? Hope you're having a good week, and I hope that if you were in the storm area that you are doing okay. We've got some people really struggling in our area. Unfortunately, there's still, I think, around 2,600 people that don't have power. And there are a ton of people that don't have clean water because the floodwater infiltrated their clean water supply. So we've got tons of good people here that are donating water and supplies and have opened up businesses for those that were displaced and things like that. So that's just wonderful to hear. But yeah, it's been rough for some of these people over the last few days. The problem that we're having is, I mean, we had rain here, but the counties and cities that are having the most problems are the ones that are along the rivers and lakes and things like that, where the water flow from North Carolina comes in through the dams and things like that, and all that water rushing down out of the mountains at the same time has flooded, you know, places in our state. So they are controlling that through opening the dams and letting the water flow through, you know, downriver to other places. But you can only do that so fast, or you're going to flood somewhere else. So, you know, it is getting better, but like I said, there's a lot of people that do not have clean water right now. So I know the company that I retired from 1 year ago, by the way. I'm celebrating my 1 year of retirement as of yesterday. I saw where they have donated a tractor trailer full of water, and so I'm sure that that will be a great help. That's one thing that I will have to say about the company I work for. They are very involved in disaster relief and volunteer work. And that's always nice to work for someone that actually, you know, cares about their customers and the communities and areas that they live in, to, you know, forget about the buck for a minute and help somebody out. So since we distributed water, bottled water, they were able to donate. And, you know, with them being, I don't know if I've told you all this or not, but I worked for one of the largest beer distributors in the Southeast, if not the largest. And we have Anheuser-Busch products, and it is not uncommon for Anheuser-Busch during disaster periods to stop making beer and bottle just water, or can just water. Usually they can it and send it to disaster areas. So we've you know, always tried to contact them if something happened in the area, such as wildfires or, you know, tornadoes or stuff like that. And they're always more than welcoming, and would always, you know, send tractor trailer loads of canned water for the areas. So and that's what we need, is more of these corporations willing to help during times of need. A lot of times when you use glue stick on old book page, you have to go back a couple times and check and make sure that it glued, because I guess it's how they made the paper back then. It's very, I guess, not porous, and so excuse me, sometimes it doesn't stick well. Okay, so we have our little pockets, and I think that looks kind of cool already, just to kind of have all that different funky book page on there. Sorry, grabbed a quick swallow of my drink so I won't be coughing in your ear. All right, so now what I did is I pulled out some labels and some little die cuts to make like kind of like botanical little pockets. My idea was, in looking at hers, is that, you know, this could belong to a biologist or you know, something like that, and they're collecting specimens, or they're making notes about different things that they've seen out in a field observation, or, you know, that kind of thing is what I was thinking. And so I've pulled out some flowers and some mushrooms and butterflies, you know, nature, dragonfly. This one's a dragonfly. And that is still not gluing down. Let's try some art glitter glue. On that one. There we go. Just whatever, you know, might inspire nature-wise. Oh. I don't want same things next to each other. Let's put maybe like that. And then I have these little labels that I'm going to stick on here as well. I'm just going to crunch those up. And you can make these more colorful if you wanted to add a piece of scrapbook paper or, you know, a digital scrap that had florals or something like that in it. Instead of one of the book pages, you could do that, and that would still look really good, I think. Washi tape. You could use washi tape. You could use washi stickers instead of the little dies. I think that's actually what she used on a couple of her clusters, was actually washi stickers. Again, I'm trying not to place these in the same area, and my brain just has a hard time making that work sometimes. It wants to make everything symmetrical. Okay, so now we've got something like that. So let's glue all that down. And I'm going to use heart glitter glue. Simply because the little parts on these die cuts, and I wouldn't necessarily have to do the labels with art glitter glue, but I don't want to go back and forth with the glue, so we'll just do them all. I do want to give a shout out to our public utility workers as well, because when this all started, we had like 3 million, I think, or no, I don't know if it's that many. Maybe it's 300, over 300,000 without power. So they've done tremendous work getting all that restored. And I'm sure they're working 24/7. And not seeing their families and stuff probably for days. So shout out to them. Got a little bit of glue seepage there, and get that off. And on the brighter side, my grandson and granddaughter were inducted into the National Honor Society and Junior National Honor Society yesterday. So I'm extremely proud of both of them. They worked very hard at their grades. I hope I didn't put any of those upside down. No, I didn't. And their hard work has paid off. Okay, so there's that, and then like I said, I just made these little tags to just go down in there, and they've just been stained with oxide stains. So that's kind of cute. I feel like we need some stamping, maybe some numbers or something like that. So actually, I'm also, I think, gonna do my splatter stamp on here. I don't want this though. I think I want like, let's do tea dye. Just a little bit here and there to kind of blend it in with the background. Okay, now let me get my Tim Holtz little magic box. Let's see if we can pull out some just numbers. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. I like that one better than that one. Okay. Get my little block. And I'm going to use, nope, I'm going to use potting soil, I think. I'm just going to randomly, oops, put one of these on each one. And last one. Okay. So there we go. I think that'll be really cute in a journal, and you could, you know, make it a page on its own. You could double it like this and have 3 pockets on each side. That's actually a really cool idea, and you could put another pocket here. Yeah. So that's a pretty versatile piece. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I appreciate everyone being here, and I will be back on Saturday to either work in the beach journal if I haven't finished that. I may finish it between now and then. If not that, we'll be working probably in the Dark Academia journal. And I have a couple other projects ready to go too. So it just depends on how far I get this week between now and then. But we will definitely be here on Saturday to do something together. So I hope you'll join me for that. And until then, everybody have a great rest of your week. And I will see you on Saturday. Bye.